Action Sports Jags report live from Strings Sports Brewery. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Persistence and resiliency. What did we talk about resiliency this week, did we not?
Yes.
It's how you come back after having a setback. And you came back and you rallied and you responded. And you responded all week. All week in practice. By the way you treated
That's Doug Peterson. And I'm laughing a little bit because the Wembley locker room is a soccer locker room. And so Doug's got to like peek around the corner to issue the post-game speech coming off a win. Another win at Wembley for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Welcome to Strings Sports Brewery. Everybody, good to be back here in the 904. And yeah, Moose, it's a victory Monday around here. We do like that. A couple of times this week at Strings for Jaguars All Access on Thursday. And here tonight, Brent, Martineau, Dan Hicken, and of course, Christian Kirk joining us as well. And by the way, special shout out to Christian Kirk.
Man.
When you're coming here off the London trip,
yeah,
that says a lot.
Oh, thankfully I was able to get some sleep on the plane. So
yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad overall, right? Good trip?
It wasn't at all. Obviously, being able to end it with a win made it even sweeter.
Yeah.
You know, something I want to ask you about in there, what Doug said, persistence and staying together. And I think it's important, right? Because, listen, the last few weeks, the noise, you know how the league works. You got reports like, hey, the locker room this, the locker room that. I think this week showed that the locker room still is here, and Doug still got the locker room, and you guys performed pretty well on Sunday to deliver that.
100%, and especially after the Chicago loss, that was really the message all week, was just pouring into one another, resiliency. Why do you play the game? Doing it for one another, and you really saw that on Sunday against New England. And every single phase, from special teams, defense, offense, guys played with passion, and we were able to get a win.
I think Cartavius Tank Bigsby had himself a heck of a football game yesterday.
Did you know that's his first name?
Yes, I did.
But I got to ask you a question. You're a receiver, man. We're only throwing the ball 20 times. I know winning's the main thing, but, man, it might get a little boring out there for you, Christian. Come on.
Yeah, it was a lot of run blocking in the second half. Even Press came over. Was like, sorry for only throwing the ball once, but hey, a win's a win.
Yeah.
We know those backs that we have back there.
Yeah.
They can do it all.
Yeah, listen, Tank, though, the style and the energy, and I think Ventrell's giving you a little bit of this on the other side. We mentioned Brian. I mean, listen, you guys can't be asked to do everything, the veteran guys. You've asked to do a lot the last couple of years. How much of a spark are some of these young guys giving you?
Oh, I mean, such a big spark. You kind of mentioned it. All those young guys, they're just really growing into their own. You see the confidence coming out week by week, and just from a vocal aspect, as well in the locker room, and then with what they're able to do with their play, it helps us.
And how happy are you for a young guy like Parker Washington, who you work closely with, obviously, and for him to get a shining moment? That's got to mean a lot. And I suspect for veterans who've had those moments, for you to watch what he was able to do had to be quite a thrill.
Yeah, I mean, I think we even talk about in our room, like, this was his dream.
Yeah.
And to be able to make a play like this. And Parker works so hard. He's consistent day in and day out. Another guy that's just kind of coming out of his shell this year, talking, laughing, smiling, for a quiet, more reserved guy. But you just see his
He wouldn't have done that last year, would he?
No, not at all. Not at all. This is a Parker I've never seen before, and I love this version of Parker.
And by the way, he had a tremendous August in training camp, too, but the opportunities are limited, and he takes advantage of the opportunity. That's a 96-yarder, man. That's no joke.
Yeah.
For a punt return
franchise
touchdown.
record.
And you've done this before. You better beat the punter there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's all I was saying. He better beat the punter, and he did a great job.
Well, speaking of doing a great job, you get to watch, and we're all watching now, Brian Thomas Jr., and I just don't remember, outside of Jalen Ramsey, Dan, I don't remember a draft pick where 7 games into his career you're like, this dude's pretty good.
Yeah. Christian, what makes him so good?
I mean, number one is his speed.
Yeah.
He's probably the fastest player I've played with.
Wow.
Just his speed and the way he's able to pull away from guys. And then standing at he's 6'3", 6'4",
Sure.
The way he's able to get in and out of breaks. He's physical. He's got every intangible. And I keep saying it. He's just going to keep on getting better, and he's definitely taking the league by storm right now.
By the way, there were doubters like saying, hey, well, is he going to be able to handle the playbook? He just ran down the field at LSU.
Yeah.
Or can he do this? Can he do that? Looks like he can do it all so far for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the Jags have to do this. They have to take advantage of it and win a couple of games in a row and maybe more, but we'd start with 2.
It's time for the game plan. Sponsored by Everbank.
Well, momentum's a beautiful thing. It can be a bad thing, but it also can be a beautiful thing. And you guys really turned the tables in the second quarter. We saw the momentum But now, in a league that is week to week, you got to try to find a way to take momentum with you to this week, don't you?
Yeah, we have to learn after our first win. We weren't able to do that. We came off a win against Indianapolis and didn't carry that momentum going into London. So this week's going to be all about just kind of positive reinforcement, taking what's good from our latest win and just carrying that over to the next week.
Was it a positive for you guys to be over in London and only have each other, or did that make it even more challenging last week as you went through coming off, as you mentioned, the loss to Chicago? Which do you think it was a better situation to be there and just be with you guys alone and not have all the distractions, or did that make it tougher?
No, I think it was good for us, because you have to band together.
Yeah.
But I think it's one thing also with what we did on the field. The things we did off the field to band together,
right,
we got to bring back here. It's spending time with one another, keep learning each other, and whatever we did, it worked. And so we got to bring it back here.
All right, I really like this play, and I think it will go underrated in this game. And, of course, he's our guest tonight, but this was a heck of a throw by Trevor, and it was a heck of a play just overall. Can you take us through your catch? You're 1 for 24 yards, which, again, this is 10-0 game. You guys had to answer in this spot. You're up against it. What happened on this play?
Sure, it's a deep cross. Probably one of our favorite plays in the playbook. Something that I'm really good at. Trevor feels comfortable with. It was a good job identifying zone, and in zone I just got to get my depth. And Trevor did a great job. Kind of putting it out there in a spot that's right around the Mike linebacker that's getting depth, and then the safety coming down as well, taking a hit off of me. So it was just a big play at that time and way to get us going.
I think this showed, though, that's a quarterback playing with confidence, right? Because this is I remember sharing on tweeting live, I was like, that's a little dangerous for my liking, because if it's a little high or if it's off your hands, it's maybe an interception. That's a confident play down 10-0, and the world's been up against you guys lately.
For sure, and it just goes back to, we call it time on task, and like I said, that's one of our favorite plays in our playbook. A deep cross like that, and you get the action going one way, and Trevor's able to set it up and throw it back the other way, but he did a great job.
I think the win is that much sweeter in the respect that you guys did start slowly, right? And then all last week there was talk about, and Trevor even used the word fragile and stuff, and then you guys are down 10-0. We're all watching, scratching our head, going, what is going on? What's happening?
You're doing more than scratching your head.
Well, I get on Twitter. I'm sorry. Don't read it. But here you go, your first drive, run, and then we got a 3rd and 5 or 6, and we go short pass. We don't make it. All of a sudden we're punting. They're killing clock, and I'm like, holy cow, what are we going to do? I thought that really ignited the offense, and the way you were able to come back and really, quite frankly, dominate the football game for the last 3 quarters says something.
Yeah, it's complementary football, and that's what we kind of been searching for, is playing that complementary football and, just reacting to sudden change or maybe getting behind, and, we just didn't blink. We just knew we were going to go out there and kind of let it all out, and we were able to do that.
This offense feels like it's got so much. I mean, you have the capability to put up 32, the 37 against Indianapolis. I thought you could have scored 30-plus against Houston if you make a couple of plays. Like, it seems like it's there. So I guess my question, there's more in the tank, right?
Oh, most definitely. And I think that's been the frustrating part so far this year is, so much that we've left out there.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, you can talk about it so much, you got to go out there and do it. But, as an offense, we know we just keep scratching the surface. And if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we stay efficient on 1st and 2nd down, and we, convert on 3rd down, we're a pretty good offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And more on that part of it in just a moment. And more on, how about 17 runs in a row? We'll get that when we're coming back. It was a heck of a performance by really a bunch of people, the offensive line and the running backs. And I think you got to give a salute to the play caller as well. We're live at Strings Sports Brewery. It's Jags Report Live. Christian Kirk, kind enough to join us as we come back across the pond and get ready for a game against the Packers.
This is Action Sports Jags Report Live from Strings Sports Brewery, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Hey, welcome back here to Strings Sports Brewery. Great place to be. And by the way, the Jags Beach location opening up in, a little bit. I don't want to give a timetable because I don't want to do that to anybody here at Strings. But the Monday show will move there eventually this season. Brent Martineau along with Dan Hicken, Jags wide receiver Christian Kirk, kind enough to join us here on this Monday night. And, all right, let's talk some business for a second. Roy Robertson-Harris gets traded away. The deadline is coming up in a couple of weeks. As a player, do you start thinking? Do you wonder? What's the mindset? You've been around the league a long time. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. Nobody thought Roy Robertson-Harris was going to move.
Right.
What's the mindset for you?
Yeah, I think you hit on it. It's a business. And, those are things that are out of your control as a player. If, the organization feels like that's the best move for the team, then that's the best move for the team. You can't really have too many feelings involved. So, you just take it day by day, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
We're not trying to ship you out, by the way, just to be sure, okay?
And by the way,
you got 2 more shows with us at least.
Yeah, right.
Selfish.
I got to finish those first.
if you get the momentum going and you get some wins, ain't nobody going to get traded, too. That's one thing that you can control is how you perform on the football field, right? So that's something that you focus on even – I mean, you're already focused trying to win, but, yeah, for sure.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You win football games, you stay.
Yeah.
All right. I like this play yesterday. It didn't work out. The almost touchdown for you. But watch how close this was. I didn't realize how close that left foot was.
Is it not? It came up?
Oh, man. I mean, it is.
It's hard to tell.
Did you think you had it in real time?
I thought I had it in real time. It's tough. It's one of those, you say you can extend for the ball, but if you extend for the ball, you see his arm going up and through, so you kind of try to late hands it. I just couldn't get that left foot down fast enough. It was unfortunate. This is a route and a play that Trevor and I have been working on for a couple years now. It's really a blind throw or a blind look by me. I'm turning up right when the ball leaves his hand. So we've been working. I was a little disappointed, obviously, that they called it out.
You sort of have to adjust to it on the fly. Then once you turn around, here's the ball, right? Because he lets it rip before you're even close to that spot. And it's a tough one. And boy, you're close. Are you as a receiver? How much are you aware of that surrounding and how it's because it's so quick?
Yeah, I'm pretty aware, especially as receivers, you have that spatial awareness, but especially on that play, usually double moves, I'm the one who's usually making that second move to, get into the second part of the route. That one strictly right when the ball leaves Trevor's hand, that's when I'm looking around.
And is it coming to you? I mean, is that you're the first this play is for you?
It was going that way the whole time.
But you see, that's what I noticed from the press box and being there.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool route. I haven't seen that route too often for me. Is that, go to that very often, do you?
Yeah, it's a play we scored on in 2022 in Kansas City. It was a out route. It was 3rd down, I think. Trevor got the play off, and we were able to score on it. And so we just kind of created a double move off of it because it's a pretty popular concept in the red zone. So, we tried to, put a little spin on it, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but we'll see if we can bring it back.
And it was that close. I couldn't believe I was that close once I saw the replay.
I tucked that one away and used it again.
Use that one again. Hey, and then they never threw the football again. Here's our drive of the day.
Oh, my gosh.
The drive of the day is sponsored by Ford F-Series. Test drive one at your local Ford dealer today.
I'm kidding, by the way. They 17-play drive, man. Listen, I guess the negative side of this, and everybody's going to bring up negative, you didn't score. And we could debate on kicking the field goal or going for it. But it's an 11.5-minute drive, 17 plays, and you ran the football for the last 10 plays. I mean, that must feel pretty darn good as an offense.
Yeah, it was definitely a beast of a drive. But, when you're just in control like that, obviously we're playing with the lead. And just to be able to be efficient on 1st and 2nd down, I feel like that's something that we hadn't been able to do, so far this season. So just to have that control, getting the run game going, and, being, like I said, efficient was just, it was good for us.
Back to the huddle you go. You hear the call. Run. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the huddle again. Run. Okay. Back to the run. Are you whistling? Are you singing? Are you looking around a little bit? I mean, you're out wide. Maybe I'll just hit this guy on this play.
Maybe Trevor will change the play.
Yeah. Or maybe
hey, Trevor, do this.
As receivers, maybe we'll get in 3rd and, a little deeper than short so we can pass the ball. But, no, I mean, for us to get down there, obviously you want to score points and finish a little better. But it was a good drive anytime you can go 16 plays.
And it was part of 17 consecutive
And they were
runs.
up 15 at the time, right? I mean, they're in control of the game.
Yeah. I got what Doug was doing, but obviously when it doesn't work, you got to second guess it. And here to look at the rushing stats now for the year. And Tank's, climbing the leaderboard in the National Football League, what he's been able to do. 6.2 yards per carry is no joke.
That stands out. That's impressive in the NFL, man.
And one other thing, I had asked more on the run game here. I'd asked Press Taylor yesterday. I said, have you ever called 17 consecutive runs in a game? And he said, nope, but I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anytime you're doing that means you're in control and you're winning. So it is a good thing.
Listen, this offense, and we've been critical at times. The play caller gets critical, gets criticized. How much do you guys like playing in this offense? And what would you say the job that a guy like Press Taylor is doing? Calling plays?
I think he's doing a great job. We all have, the utmost belief in Press, and he does everything with conviction. He allows us all to play fast, and, there is a lot of freedom within the offense. And, I feel like he does a great job of using our personnel to our strengths. He knows all of us individually of what we're really good at, and he tries to put us in positions to do that. And so the NFL is hard. It's not easy, and everybody can at certain times feel like they can get the finger pointed at them and feel like it's their fault. But we're all in this together, and as an offense, we know when we're clicking and we're doing the right things. It's all good.
And we just got to give a kudo to the offensive line because we hammer them a lot at times, and they were physical. And I mean, Cartavius was going right up the middle on these, man. Yeah. He had room to run, so it was, and he finished physically. It was a physical football game from you guys.
Yeah, the physicality standpoint, I feel like that's something we don't lack, especially up front.
Right.
With those guys and some of the veterans that we have, they've done a great job in the run game and the pass game the past couple of weeks.
All right, well, I was going to give them a nod maybe in Sunshine and Rainbows.
Oh, you should.
A little bit. We do have Sunshine and Rainbows coming up here on the show. Jags Report live when we roll back here from Strings Sports Brewery in Springfield on a Monday night as the Jags get set to host the Green Bay Packers. Hey, what's up? Good to have you.
Yeah!
Good to have you along
TV
on
time.
30 back at home.
I'm on TV.
This is Action Sports Jags Report Live from Strings Sports Brewery. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
All right, they say I only have a few seconds for Sunshine and Rainbows. I could do the whole team. Look at I put Press Taylor in there.
Look at you.
Listen,
You're so happy.
Listen,
Such a
it's
happy
conversation,
Brent.
Dan.
Yeah.
But Press is done good. The plays are there.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to like what they've done 2 out of these last 3 weeks specifically on the offensive side. How about the offensive line?
Okay.
The offensive line, man. Listen, they ran from the locker room. I couldn't even interview them yesterday. I wanted to give them some love.
Yeah.
They were already gone and on the bus and ready to come home.
They don't like to talk.
They don't. And, hey, Christian, I want to ask you about this guy, Ventrell Miller. I mean, I said it earlier in the show, but that's a good-looking football player right now.
Yes, he is. He's playing, he's playing so hard, and he's really become one of the leaders on that defense.
Yeah.
And just his energy and the way he plays, it's easy to feed off of.
Yeah, very nice story for the Jaguars. Strings Sports Brewery, the place to be tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, good to have the folks from Paul Davis here on a Monday night, live on Fox 30 as well. Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, Christian Kirk. All right, you got married this year, and with that comes honey-do lists. Just ask Dan and myself. So really, do you have a honey-do list or
hey.
Like, do you have to get out and mow the lawn? I mean, what do you do as an NFL guy at home?
Yeah, my honey-do list it's not that deep, but there is some. I actually made the bed before I came over here because she's flying in later today, so make sure she comes home to a nice clean bed.
Good for you.
Clean kitchen, walk the dogs, fed them, so I'm pretty handy.
Do you get some grace during football season and then maybe more expectation in the off season?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, during the season, just because the hours are so long,
Yeah.
body's hurt and whatnot, she does a great job making sure I really don't have to do that much. But off season, there's definitely more on my plate.
When you finish up, become a sportscaster because then you get to watch sports and say, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, right? Yeah, sounds pretty good to me.
And hey, big one, LSU, Texas A&M. I think one of the times you joined us was like Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I mean, they're climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
I know. After that loss to Notre Dame, we were able to rally around. Quarterback's playing well. Defense, I mean, Coach Elko, that's what he's known for, and just love with everything that he's brought, to Texas A&M. So, yeah, me and BT, we're going to have to settle that.
And you should tell people, too, just what a great experience it is to play a game there. Everybody, when you talk college football, that's got to be a place on your bucket list to go to, right? College Station, there's nothing like it.
Nothing like Kyle Field.
Yeah.
Nothing like Kyle Field at all.
By the way, Dan, they're probably going to come after your quarterback in Gainesville there in the offseason.
I know they're getting some money together. Leave my guy alone.
When we come back, we'll put a bow on the show here at Strings Sports Brewery with Christian Kirk. Good to have everybody here tonight. And let's get some momentum going in Jacksonville. Get this place rocking once again in Springfield.
This is Action Sports Jags Report Live from Strings Sports Brewery. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
All right, we're inside 90 seconds to go, no timeout. So we're pretty good at this 2-minute offense, especially with Christian Kirk on our side.
I like having
Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, Jags wide receiver Christian Kirk. And listen, back home, you said it, you got to carry it over. The Packers playing really good football, and it's hard to ignore this stretch. You got to elevate the play, don't you? Overall, even coming off a win.
Definitely. I mean, some of the best teams in the NFL coming up on our schedule. You got Jordan Love, and they also have a great defense as well. So we're gonna have to bring it on Sunday.
Yeah, they're a great challenge, and it'll be a great atmosphere though. There'll be a lot of cheeseheads in the stands, so it'll be fun to give them a loss and send them back to Wisconsin for the winner.
Agreed.
That would be a very nice thing to do. You guys start to think now you build off that offensive performance, be like, okay, here we go. We are an offensive foot. We're going to dictate play, right? We're going, don't worry about anything else. We got you.
Yeah.
Type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we know the recipe. We showed it, and so I think, like I said, it's just being efficient and making the plays when they come to us. And the explosive part, I feel like that's kind of been there for us, so far this season, but just building off the explosives and having more of them.
Hey, listen, the numbers add up in a weird way, right? Now you can say the Jags have won 2 out of 3, and they've scored 30-plus in 2 out of their last 3 games.
There you go.
See, that's the way you turn it, Jacksonville. That's how we get it going. Thanks, man. Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you.
Christian Kirk will have a big game on Sunday against the Green Bay Packers, and we'll all be there on Sunday as well. Have a great week, everybody. Back here at Strings Sports Brewery on Thursday. Moose will be here. We're going to be here, too.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jags Report Live from Strings Sports Brewery. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.